Hey Aquarius, welcome into your reading. Take 3. I kid you not, this Mercury retrograde is kicking my ass. Between technical difficulties, my mouth just like not being able to say the things I want to say, getting stuck in thoughts. And the craziest thing for Aquarius, and I do want to read the middle part of March. It's this week. This week is a heavy, intense, vibrational, freaky ass week for me in general, because this is the week before we're reading March 20th. March 20th for me is a massive reset for the whole entire collective. This is the reset button that we've been waiting for, that I've been talking about. The changing, the thinking, the feelings that you had from 2025. It sparked in 2025. The beginning of this year was the changes that started happening. But the Mercury retrograde is freaking killing me, because it's making me and you and the whole entire collective revert backwards. But the reason it's reverting backwards in Mercury retrograde is because these exes need to come back to show you one last time what you learned, or why it needs to leave your life, or what you're processing so you can move on from it. It's not to recover it. It's to learn from it and have the closure that you need. Some of you, yes, if you recently met somebody, maybe you are meant to fix it and move forward with that. The old thing though, no, it's meant to tie it up with a little bow and kiss it goodbye. But we're struggling to do that. And I don't mean just relationships. I'm talking about your jobs, your careers, the things, patterns that you used to, have, friends, all of this. This stuff is changing. There's a reason why we're saying we're headed into Age of Aquarius, because it's about eye openers, opening your friggin' eyes and seeing reality. You may have always been like this, Aquarius, but the rest of the zodiacs have not. So finally, they join your world and they see things the way you see things. But before that happens, we got to say goodbye to the old world. And now that Neptune has left Pisces and has gone into Aries, and there's like 6 planets aligning into Aries. That's why March 20th is such a pivotal moment in time, is because we're hitting the reset button on everybody, including you. You are no different with this Ace of Wands. This is a passionate new beginning. This is a passionate new project. This is the little child inside of you that's excited for that. I'll be a little nervous because you don't know what the future holds for you, but excited. Because no more wearing false masks for anyone or everyone. And finally, people can see the real side of you, Aquarius, because you guys are like the chameleons of the zodiac. You get along with everybody. Regardless how you feel, you get along with some rather than others, but you know exactly how to talk to every single person on this planet Earth, and you know how to hide it well if need be. If not, you lay down the law when you have to. But 9 times out of 10, you are the one sign that gets along with everybody. This time, you get to take off the mask. You get to be you, because you kind of threw darts out anyway in 2025, and you threw out feelers, and you threw some spaghetti up against the wall, and you saw what stuck. Now that you know, this is what you're going to move forward with. It's your ship, and you are sailing it the way you like. Now, with that said, this Page of Wands here is telling me you're curious about something. You're like, I wonder what happens if I go that way. I wonder what's going to happen in this relationship if I pursue it. I wonder if I pursue this career, what will it look like? And etc., etc. Now, the Eight of Wands in reverse, because this is the week before March 20th that we're talking about, it's showing me that there's a lack of action or activity going back and forth here between you and another person, or you and another situation. Sorry, guys, I'm just muting something. But from what I'm looking at here, this is a scratch you're definitely going to want to itch. For sure. Yep. But here's the interesting thing. Yes, there's lack of action going back and forth here between you and this other person. This is what's going to help you open your eyes to the circumstance and say, well, we're not going back and forth with each other. So, obviously, that's a sign. Obviously, that's what's happening here. And then it forces you to have this new relationship with him based on truth and honesty. You guys put your cards on the table. And then you start debating where to invest in your future. But this is based on your feelings. You want to know who or what is going to make you happy in the future. This person, that person, this situation, that situation. But this is your eye opener. This is what's going to make you be like, you know, no answer is an answer. No action is pretty much my answer also. Let's see what's coming in towards Aquarius, please. What's coming in towards them this mid part of the month, please. Three of Cups and the High Priestess. So you're having a reconciliation here with somebody that you weren't talking to. Maybe perhaps you blocked each other. I don't know. You separated. You gave time apart. But I don't know who this is. We'll see in a minute. Some of you are dealing with more than two people. I'm sorry, one person. Maybe you are dealing with more than two people. Some of you are dealing with two people. Okay? Two options. Who are you reconciling with? You are the ones to know that. But this is with the person you're not talking to. Or the person that you're not talking about the thing. All right? Because I see it's somebody that's like earthy, grounded, stable. Very Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy. But here's the deal with this card. The reconciliation that's coming in. Or good news for some of you. Using your intuition, you know what this is. You can feel it. You can vibe it. Again, we have Mercury retrograde. We need this to happen to us. Okay? Some of us, that vibration that we're feeling about the future, it's a little scary. So it's easy for a lot of us to revert back to our past or the thing that we're comfortable with or the thing that we knew because that's comfortable. The universe won't allow it. Not with the way the planets are aligning, not with the way they're shaking up. It's just not. They're going to force you into the new reality, the new future. All right, what is the surprise here this week? You already sense this stuff. Aquarius, you know. Page of Wands, something casual, something in, out, non-committal. You're weighing your pros and cons. 1 minute you're putting tangible action towards something where you're saying, okay, let me weigh my pros and cons here. And then the next minute you revert back to like saying, well, I'll just let it go and whatever happens, happens. That's the old you. The new you that's coming in has to do this, and you will. And it's crazy that you will see these things of these old habits, these old patterns of yourself shifting and changing from you. So this thing that's flaky, that's casual, you're struggling to do those pros and cons. Part of you is like, oh, just let it, ride, let it be. I'll keep doing it. And then the other side of me, no, I got to make a decision. I got to weigh these pros and cons, right? Very much so. And a lot of you, it has something to do with you moving on into your future, like going into your future and leaving what's behind you. Please excuse me for the way I'm talking this week. I am struggling. I'm like, because my mind is getting all these downloads. It's like a freaky computer download. And it's because everyone's reality is shifting this week. All right. I make it sound crazy, but the way the planets are aligning, guys, there's a reason why this is happening to all of us, to the whole collective. Okay, let me see what your advice is. I actually can't wait to clarify all this. This is just so fascinating to me. 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands in reverse. Okay, a few things about that. The time has arrived for you to make big changes in your life, Aquarius. You already know that. You've been making changes anyway. The last few weeks, I want to say last few months for a lot of you, because a lot of you were like, well, I don't really have a choice. The choice was taken from me. No, you do have choices. You have a choice in which way and what direction you go into. I feel like last week you guys made a choice to not move forward with the new person or the side hustle or fling or whatever you guys were doing. And when I say side hustle, I'm talking about like some other job or experience or project. Now, I'm looking at 5 of Pentacles in your advice, that's like, guys, number one, save money. Number two, if you feel left out in the cold, you don't have to be there. You have options. All right. And number three, this is only a state of mind. This is also a transitional period. This is the second five I'm seeing in your, well, the second five that I've seen in your readings, because this is take three. I'm telling you, I've been struggling to do your video today. And Three of Wands in reverse. The time has arrived. There's no more waiting. It's time now to take actions behind the things that you've been developing, the things that you've been planning, the things that you've been talking about. Think back in 2025, right? I want to say from March up until September, you were saying things to your friends. You were saying things to your spouse. You were saying things to your lover, to your boss, to your colleagues. What am I talking about? Things that you wanted to change in your world. Things that you started feeling like were outdated, and things that you wanted to update and upgrade. Those things have come to you now in 2026. Maybe not in the way that you imagined or you thought, but they started shaping up the first quarter of this year. Here we are at the end of the first quarter. We're about to get into the second quarter. This is where shit starts getting sedimented and planned into your world. What the hell am I talking about? Three of Wands in reverse talks about development, plans. Okay, it's like, all right, upright. This is a merchant where back in the day, let's think it's the 1900s, it's 1905, and we're in the United States, and this merchant is waiting for his ships to come in from England so he could set up shop and sell his products, because he's got to wait. He's developing something. He's developing a business, a plan, a home, a new life. This is what the threes are doing. In reverse, the time has arrived. You put the plans in motion. Your ships have arrived. It's docked. Your products are here. Your person is here. The job is here. The new friends are here. The new mentality is here. This is in your advice position, guys. You need to move forward now with these plans that you've been developing. I know they're little. I know they're small, but this is the direction of your new path. This is huge. It might not look it like that to you right now, but it is. If some of you need to save money to do these plans, do so. Now's the time. Others of you, it's talking about if you're in a relationship or in these based on emotions and you feel left out in the cold, there's somewhere where you can get warm. But you could be just like, no, I'm not developing it anymore. I tried to, but I stopped. This is Mercury retrograde feelings. Wait till they're gone and then move and then see how you feel. Go have that heart-to-heart conversation with your person. Things might change. Okay, things might be different. Let me see the outcome of the week, please. These are uncomfortable vibes and feelings, so it's easy for us to revert back to what was comfortable, what we knew, what we did, what was in the past. And this, friends, is the King of Wands. This is your other person, Aries, Leo, Sag. They don't have to be a fire sign. It could be heavy in their chart. But this is somebody very attractive, passionate, charismatic. Look at this. The Knight of Cups came out, but in reverse, it flipped. This person, I don't know. They're still available. But what I'm saying when I say I don't know, why they're not coming to talk to you. Why is there a lack of you guys having this heart-to-heart conversation? Instead of coming physically to your face, you're getting a text instead. This is like an email instead of somebody saying, hey, let's meet for coffee or a drink or whatever. It's not incoming. All right. Let's start clarifying all of this stuff. What is the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands, please, for Aquarius? The Page of Swords. See, you are curious about something, and you are about to set a course or a path. But before you do so, you're also trying to do a little bit of Snoopy Snoop. You're trying to do homework with the Page of Swords. This is stalking. The word is over-exaggerated. It's not stalking. It's actually getting information. We just say stalking to make it funny. But honestly, you're checking out someone's social media, see what they're up to, just so you could kind of either clarify some things or just see if your hunch or your instincts are correct. This is why you're curious. You're like, I'm curious about this thing. I think I might just look it up and see what they're doing. This passionate new beginning, though, you're tempering yourself. You're holding yourself back or trying to control the situation. You're not going to be able to not scratch this itch, okay? Because there's your Page of Wands again, the bottom of the deck. There's something here, though, Aquarius. This isn't going to be for all of you, but I have to say this. There's something, a lot of you Aquarius, where you're noticing some sort of old childhood, I don't want to say trauma, but that thing that, you grew up with, or that thing that you never healed, the inner child in you, it's now coming to the surface. You're now seeing it. You're now recognizing it. It was peeking its head out in 2025 anyway. But now you're starting to see what it is. So now you're able to target it and say, wow, this is why I keep repeating this pattern. This is why. And now that you know that, you're healing that, and then you're saying to yourself, I'm not going to repeat this pattern. Trust me when I tell you, end of March, you will have solidified this new path, this new road, this new you. Okay, what is this Three of Cups and the High Priestess, please? Eight of Pentacles. Whatever this thing is that's coming in for a reconciliation for you, Aquarius, you're going to put hard work and effort behind it. You're like, I'm going to give this a real good go. That's it. That's what I'm going to do. But I got to tell you, we're giving a go to something that's unrequited. This is unrequited love. I get a passionate new beginning, and then I have reconciliation with unrequited love. That's an opportunity from the universe. But this is going back to something. And if this doesn't have to be you, the unrequited love. This could be your person. So please be aware. Use your intuition. Okay. Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. The King of Cups. Page of Wands. You're weighing your pros and cons towards this person that, you might have kept at arm's length, right? You kept this person at bay. But this person is emotionally mature and available. Watery. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And that's the person you're curious about. You're getting info on this individual. Because there's a potential of having a passionate new beginning with this person, but you're keeping it casual because you're trying to reconcile something else from your past. Look at this King of Swords back here. Twice. What is this Five of Pentacles and the Three of Wands? This in your advice is stuff that you should prepare yourself for. Eight of Swords. Feeling stuck. Being in jail. The door is open. You can leave. Do not cause another crime just to stay there. Okay? Because I know you might be doing that because you don't want to be left out there alone or out in the cold or whatever it is. But, the time has arrived for you to make this choice to get yourself unstuck. We have King of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, which is also right here in your outcome. Getting yourself unstuck from said person or individual. You need to defend yourself and go towards a solid new beginning. Now, some of you, it's to go towards this person or defend yourself against this person. You're discerning adults because I see two people here. Or two energies. One new, one old. What is the outcome of the week? Why isn't this person coming to talk to you? Or why aren't you going to talk to them? There's a text, but that's about it. I don't know. I feel like somebody says something here and it was stupid. Yeah. Here's the crazy part, guys. You guys feel like I feel like you guys are soulmates. Two of Cups. I feel like you guys want to be in this partnership together, this Two of Cups. But there's something toxic in between the two of you. And I don't know if it's the communication or the behavior. As in like fear or somebody running away all the time or whatever the hell that is. Because Knight of Swords in reverse talks about somebody rushing in, saying something without thinking things through. It's like, you know what? I want a divorce. You know what? I quit this job. You know what? I don't want to be your friend anymore. Don't ever call me again. Or it can be on the flip, don't get me wrong, but it's something that causes this toxicity because it wasn't thought through. Meanwhile, there you are, like this happy couple. And the toxic thing is the non-communication, honestly, in my opinion. Somebody here is scared. Because if I'm looking at the Devil and I'm looking at the Knight of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Cups in reverse, it's all the wrong ways to communicate because somebody is behaving this way out of fear. Now, this doesn't have to be you, Aquarius. It could be your person. Because I find it strange that they're also in the upright position. It means they're available to you. They're not completely like broken up with, but there's this toxic thing going on. I'm going to tell you where you're going to go anyway. New love. Oh, my God. Yeah. At the end of the day, I want you to know this, Aquarius. By the 3rd week of March, you're going towards a fresh new start in love that's going to make you stupid happy. And that is the one feeling every human being strives to achieve, happiness, regardless of what it looks like, health, wealth, abundance, or love. Okay? Let's see what we're going to talk about in regards to love here for Aquarius. Worth waiting for. We'll see what it's talking about or who it's talking about in the extended. What does this person want to say to the person on Aquarius' mind? What do they want to say to Aquarius? I feel like something's wrong with me. I remember every detail of that day. Yeah, that's probably the Knight of Swords in reverse. The guilt and regret, because it's like, oh my God, the coulda, woulda, shoulda stuff came out, but you're on to like new stuff. We'll see more in the extended. Let's put those two aside. And then those here for health and wealth for Aquarius. What's going on here, please? Successful funding. Interesting. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns, advice, to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. You guys have some sick-ass idea that needs to come forward. All right, and that's why this was probably in your advice position. Needing to save money or, finding other resources because they're available to you. So when 5 of Pentacles is in the advice position, whether it's love or money, it's telling me you have other resources you can turn to if need be. All right, guys, this was your reading this week. Pretty good. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.